Welcome back, Sue. Thank you very much indeed for coming back to speak to me.
I'm very happy to be back, Steve. Thank you for inviting me.
3 months ago, would you believe? I've been here 3 months and I've survived. And quite rightly too, it's a beautiful place to be, isn't it?
It's terrific. And now the sun's starting to come out on and off.
That's the reason why you've come to the studio. You see, we've got a bit of sunshine here now, haven't we? Well, thank you very much indeed for coming back to speak to us. Now, let's just go back to the basics of this. Phuket Has Been Good to Us Foundation. You have telling me about this 3 months ago. So I'm going to go back a little bit and say, let's start again. Tell us a little bit more about what you are doing and what the Phuket Has Been Good to Us Foundation is all about.
Okay, well, it's all about quality English language to Thai children who may not have the opportunity. Some of the schools here, that they just don't have the qualified English teachers, so these children would never have the opportunity, and we're trying to give it to them.
And how did this all come about then? How did it start?
After the 2004 tsunami, two of the schools were totally destroyed, one in Kalim and one in Kamala. And after they were rebuilt, around 2006, we decided to start this foundation called Phuket Has Been Good to Us to bring the English language into those schools.
Right.
And we started just with the Kalim school, and that was 124 kids. Today, we're now teaching 850 children over two schools.
That's really
good. And we have qualified English teachers and volunteers who work with us full time.
850 from that level there of 124 is amazing. I mean, that's sort of the logistics of putting that all together now have come sort of tenfold for you. I mean, it's very busy for everybody.
Well, it has, and it started off as the first 3 grades of primary school. We now do all of primary school in Kalim, all of primary school in Kamala, and high school in Kamala. So, it's big.
Okay, so that's what's happening with the Phuket Has Been Good to Us Foundation, just giving you an oversight of what the organisation is all about. So we here at the Phuket News, we've got the colouring book all organised, and you're a big part of that as well, aren't you?
We certainly are, and we're very, very pleased. The Phuket News and 89.5 have just been so wonderful to us. They support the foundation. And when they came to us and said, look, we're looking at doing this colouring book, would you be interested in being in with us? We'd like to give you part of the proceeds. Of course, we said yes, thank you very much. That would be wonderful.
Didn't even finish the sentence.
No.
Big part of it. I mean, and the book itself, it is fantastic. I mean, I look at it, and I'm not just saying this, but I mean, it's got everything in there. We had Sophie in a couple of weeks ago talking about it, who's the illustrator, but the fact that you get free crayons with it as well is a big part.
Well, this is it. I mean, it is a beautiful colouring book. There's, I think, 22 or 23 pages of different drawings, and I'm just going through it here, and there's a page on the heroine's monument. So it's all local things. The Big Buddha, there's a picture of the Big Buddha that they can colour in. Getting around Phuket, and there's pictures of the BART buses and motorbike.
It's all locally oriented. Everything is Phuket.
It is, and as you said, they've got crayons that come with it, and you can get it everywhere.
Okay. Well, we're talking a little bit more with Sue Altman, who's in here today, talking about Phuket Has Been Good to Us Foundation. And we'll be talking a little bit more about the foundation and how you can help between now and 2 here on Lifestyle. Regular listeners to the show will know between 1 and 2 on this particular programme, we bring a guest into the studio to have a little bit of a chinwag about what's going on in the community. Nice to bring this lady back. As I said before, she was one of the first people I actually interviewed on this particular show, and I can't believe it's 3 months ago. Sue Altman is here, and she's of the Barn Rimpa Restaurant Group and the Phuket Has Been Good to Us Foundation, which I think is a great working title. Says it all in there completely. It's good to have you back in the studio. Now, this is an amazing foundation because so much goes into this and so much is coming back out of it as well. The donation from the colouring book that anyone can buy for 149 baht will go towards directly to the foundation itself. But where does the money come from to teach all these kids and run the Coconut Club as well?
Well, Phuket has been good to us, has no government funding, even though we are in the public schools. The Kamala School is a King's funded school and the Kalim School is a government school. All of the money is through fundraising. Every part of the revenue we have to do fundraising, and we do it locally, and we do some from overseas.
So if you've got, for instance, somebody interested in this and they contact you direct, and they want to put money into it, what would they like to see in return? You come and show them exactly what you're doing with these kids and how it's developing in that particular area as well.
There's lots of things. It's great. We have people can come to the school. They have to make an appointment with us, but if they want to come and have a look at the Coconut Club or at the classes being run, they can actually come and have a look. We have different groups of people come all the time. They raise money overseas or they raise money locally, and they say, we're coming to Phuket, we'd like to come and help out in Coconut Club. And
what's Coconut Club? Tell us a little bit more about Coconut Club.
Well, at the Kamala School, we have a dormitory there, and at present there's about 130 children. These numbers fluctuate, and they had nothing to do after school. So we run an after school and weekend program.
A bit like a youth club we used to have when we were younger.
Exactly. They do artwork, they do cookery, sometimes they do skateboarding. On the weekend we have swimming, they do surfing sometimes. I'll have people come in and teach them all of that. So we have to have volunteers and helpers who can be there and work with the kids after school. And we have to raise the money to buy all of the different things that go into that.
And that's all the money raised goes straight back into it as well. And you're talking about overseas there. You even had recently somebody in Queensland doing something for you as well, didn't you?
Well, yeah, we had a lady who, she came up with the idea of just running a morning tea and raising some money through her friends. And we've had a lot of different people. We've had kids in schools overseas who will do something and raise money, and then they've come over here on holidays and brought the money over and presented it to the foundation. So people can run a morning tea, have an art class, do something fun and raise some money. And it doesn't have to be a lot of money.
Every baht goes back into this foundation, I can tell you. Just give us the website address then, just in case people's curious now and they want to click onto it, and we'll come back to this a little bit later on. What's the actual website then that you've got?
It's www.phukethasbeengoodtous.org.
And press the donate today.
And press donate today, or have a look and see if there's something else that you can do. If you want to come and work as a helper at the school, we want you. Okay, well, we're talking a little bit more about the schools and how you can get involved with that, and also we'll be talking about other things to do with Phuket Has Been Good to Us Foundation here. Between 1 and 2, we bring a guest into the studio to have a little bit of a chinwag, and today Sue Altman is here. We've been talking all about the Phuket colouring book, which is out now for 149 baht. And we've been asking Sue, where does the money go if you donate? And it goes right back into the pot. And something, when I was here 3 months ago, when I just started this particular job, you told me all about the King's Fund School. Tell us a little bit more. Okay, well, the King of Thailand is a great believer that all Thai children have the right to an education, and that's fantastic, and that English language will assist them in their future. The King himself studied overseas for many years and is a fluent English speaker. So he looked at areas where schools that have been in disasters, he sends a committee out to have a look at those schools. Right. Some of these schools cannot afford to be rebuilt or to operate, so his fund takes care of all of that. And the Kamala School was one of those. The Kamala School was rebuilt by a lot of public money, but he watches over that, and every year a committee comes down at least twice a year to look at it. There's 44 schools throughout Thailand. We're school number 36. Wow. And a few months back, the committee came down and they do all testing at the schools, and our school was very, very high up the list.
No, that's great.
And the second subject was English.
Very good.
Yes.
Excellent. I mean, you're right. It's an industrial language, and I think I even noticed that the kids these days in this part of the world are learning it as a second language, which is a good thing. But also from your point of view, this is great because it proves, and it's nice, warm feeling that the efforts that you're putting in the foundation are being rewarded one way or another as well. You can see them coming through, the fruits coming through as well, can't you?
Well, you can, and the whole thing is that it gives the opportunity for some of these children who wouldn't have had the opportunity to get on further in life, get a job in the hospitality industry on the island, and they do need English. And perhaps because of our foundation, some of them will go a long way.
Certainly. You've certainly put your mark on there as well. So let's go back to the book then. The Phuket colouring book, 149 baht. It's there with the crayons. It's actually a great value for money book. Everything in there to do with Phuket. We spoke to Sophia a week or so ago, and she's done a great job with the illustrations. And it's educational as well, which is interesting. So that's a good thing for schools to pick this up on as well. They can use it. And also, everywhere in tourism, you can have it and get hold of it and sell it through there. You've got a list of some people who've already got it, haven't you?
Well, I have. It's available in all the major bookstores, the Books, B2S and Songho. It's available in hotels around the island. Places like Lady Pie has it. Our good friend Lady Pie, Delish down in the southern part of the island. But you can find it in many different places. And the thing with this, it's a great idea for Christmas presents. It's a great idea to have around the house just for if you've got kids coming over. 149 baht, a fabulous colouring book, and the crayons come with it.
Great stuff. And of course the donation going towards the Phuket Has Been Good to Us Foundation. And the other thing is, you just hit on something there as well, is that the actual book itself is educational. It'll never go out of date. These will always be a part of what's happening in Phuket. So from a point of view, from a schooling point of view, it's a good idea as well, isn't it?
It is, and some of the schools have already taken it on board. BIS is selling it, Head Start's selling it, Kajonkiet, all of these schools. So they must think it's good because they've had a look at it and said, yes, okay, we will take it on board.
All right, well, you can contact us here directly at Phuket News, and we'll make sure you get a copy if you haven't got, and you can sell it through yourself. But going back to the Phuket Has Been Good to Us Foundation, we just say that donation from this will actually go towards the organisation. I'd like you to come back again in a couple of months' time, when I've done my 6-month appraisal, and see if we're still here, and have a little chat with us about what the organisation is up to by then. But it's been great speaking to you today. I really appreciate you coming in. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. It's been fun, and I'd love to come back again.
And I know you want to say a few hellos and well done to a couple of people who actually are what called silent heroes. Yeah.
Well, if it wasn't for our teachers and our volunteers, who some of these volunteers come over for 6 months or 12 months, we have to have work permits and visas for all of these people, and also the helpers. So our teachers who are currently teaching, and also the administration team who work tireless hours, and they work on the weekends, and they do everything. Tina and Mai and David and Hayley, who's just joined us. It really is. If without those people, we wouldn't have it. And it comes from their hearts.
Yeah, that's good. That's quite emotional, that. Thank you very much indeed, Sue, and yourself as well. You does a good job with it. Thank you for popping in to speak to us here on Lifestyle. And as I say, we'll catch up with you again in about 3 months' time. Thanks, Sue.